I took the exact same image and ran it through every major AI video generator I could find, both free and paid. Some of them gave me this, and others gave me this. You see, right now, there are dozens of AI tools that claim to be the best at turning a single image into a high-quality video. And the only way to really know which one is worth your money is to test all of them, which usually means burning weeks of your life and a small fortune in subscriptions just to find out most of them can't do what they promise. So I went ahead and did it for you. I put 7 AI video generators through 3 brutal tests and scored each one out of 10. 3 of them were free models, which included Veer, Meta AI, and Bing Video. Then the other 4 were the ones you pay for: Seedance 2.0, Kling 3.0, Veo 3.1, and Grok Imagine. But rather than juggle 4 separate subscriptions, I ran them all through Higgsfield. It keeps every major AI tool under one roof. Plus, just to keep things fair, all 7 models I tested had the exact same starting image. And I'll be honest with you, there was one test in here that a few of these tools simply couldn't pass, which I did not see coming. But we'll get to that, because once we've tallied up the full score, we'll know exactly which image to video generator is actually worth using. So let's get into it. We'll kick things off with physics. And this is the test that exposes a model faster than anything else. Because getting AI to make something move is easy, but getting it to move like it actually obeys the real world, that's the hard part. So for our first test, we'll use a wrecking ball collision. Let's start by creating our reference image using Nano Banana Pro. It's the best image model out there right now for the level of detail we're looking for. And all we need is a prompt describing a rusted wrecking ball that's swinging towards a concrete wall. All prompts are linked in the description. Once the image is generated, we'll give every video model the exact same instruction: swing the ball and smash the wall apart. Now, that sounds simple enough. But to get this right, the model has to understand weight. It has to know that concrete shatters, that debris falls, and dust kicks up on impact. This is where we'll find out which of these tools actually understands the real world. So let's kick off with one of the paid models, Seedance 2.0. Look at how the ball drives into the wall. It pushes through, and the blocks break apart into real chunky pieces of rubble. There's even dust at the point of impact, and more of it kicking up off the ground. Everything here has weight. And this is exactly what we want. So that's a strong start and a high bar. Next up, Grok Imagine. Okay, this also looks really good. Look at that spray of debris flying out. There's a lot going on here, but watch the ball as it moves through the wall. It doesn't exactly slam through, it kind of glides in slow motion, almost like it's being gently pushed instead of swung with any real force. So we lose that feeling of a heavy ball moving fast. And if you keep your eye on the bits of wall still standing, you'll see that they slightly wobble. They actually bend backwards and spring back like they're made of rubber. And this is something concrete would never do. So Grok gives us plenty of drama because it nailed the result, but missed the weight that made Seedance feel real. Now let's see what the other 2 paid models make of it. Here's Kling 3.0. The first thing you'll notice is that this one's a little too gentle. The ball sort of taps the wall instead of smashing through it. And the blocks tumble off like stacked toy bricks instead of shattering. It does redeem itself with some genuinely realistic little chips of rubble at the base. But it's missing the impact. Veo 3.1, on the other hand, goes the complete opposite way. It also taps the wall, but the blocks don't get rammed forward. They explode outwards in every direction, like someone set off a bomb inside the wall. A real ball pushes debris in the direction it's traveling. So that's all 4 paid models. Now let's see how the free tools handle the exact same thing. We'll start with Veer. So, it doesn't even reach the wall. Instead, the wrecking ball itself starts to crumble and melt and fall apart in midair. The thing that's supposed to do the smashing ends up getting smashed by absolutely nothing. Let's try Meta AI next. This one's a little better, but only just. The ball makes contact, and the whole thing just tips over in one piece, like a giant rubber sheet getting nudged instead of solid concrete getting hit. And finally, there's Bing, which gives us 2 options when it comes to generating a video. A fast option that costs points we don't even have yet when we sign up, and a standard one that doesn't require points, but warns us it'll take several hours per video. So we'll pick the standard one, hit generate, and nothing. We'll just leave that one quietly running in the background and check on it a bit later. But before we move on, let's attach some numbers numbers to this test. Seedance takes the round with a strong 8 out of 10. Grok lands just behind it on 7. Kling and Veo both settle for a middle-of-the-road 5. Meta scrapes through with a 3. Veer gets a 2. And Bing, well, we can't exactly score a video that doesn't exist, so that's a 0 for now, which means the paid models comfortably took the first round. But Smashing Concrete is all about motion. Getting a character to look us dead in the eye and actually talk, that's a completely different challenge, because talking is about getting 100 tiny things right, all at once. The voice, the timing, the lips, and all the little movements in the face. So let's set up the second test. Same as before, we'll make our starting image with Nano Banana Pro. This time, it's a guy sitting in a cafe looking right down the lens. Next, we'll give every model the same line of dialogue, one that's short and packed with sounds that force the lips to really move. Let's start with Seedance again.
Honestly, I can't believe this is a free video model.
The voice is clean, the lips actually match the words, and right at the end, he even throws in a little chuckle that we never asked for. That tiny detail is the kind of thing that makes it feel real. It's almost perfect, but it falls short in one spot. Because if you listen really carefully, he says the word free twice.
This is a free video model.
It's a small slip up, but all in all, that's a seriously impressive result. Now let's see if Veo can match it.
Honestly, I can't believe this is a free video model.
It's actually just as impressive. The line comes out clean with no mistakes, and the lips are right there with it. If we're being picky, the visuals look a touch more AI than Seedance. But what's interesting about this generation is that the model decided to make him British. We never told it what accent to use, and that's just a fun little reminder that these models fill in the blanks however they like. So far so good, but Kling's generation is where the round starts to turn.
Honestly, I can't believe this is a free video model.
It gets the words right, which is good, but the audio quality sounds like it was recorded on a cheap microphone in a big, empty room. And keep an eye on his neck while he speaks. The muscle movements are exaggerated with every syllable. It's one of those things you can't unsee once you've spotted it, and it throws off the realism. But let's move on to Grok.
Honestly, I can't believe this is a free video model.
This is a strange one because it actually starts off fine. Then right in the middle, the words "believe this" just turn into gibberish. It does strangely recover though, and finishes the line like nothing happened. The voice quality is a bit off too. It's kind of muffled, like he's talking underwater. So all things considered, our 4 paid models aren't flawless, but every one of them genuinely talked. Now, remember at the start when I said there was one test in here that a few of these tools simply couldn't pass? This is it. Because here's what happens when we ask the free tools to pull off the same thing. Let's start with Veer. There's no sound at all. His mouth is visibly moving, but the movement looks like melting clay, shaping itself into noises that never come out. This tells us that it's trying to talk, and it just can't. So let's try Meta next.
Honestly, I can't believe this is a free video model.
To be fair, this is the closest any free tool gets. It actually produces sound and says the line. But clearly, the voice is a woman's, with a completely different accent than the guy we're looking at. And the mouth is moving in fast forward, like someone's hit the speed button. So it gets the idea of talking, it just can't line any of it up in a way that's truly realistic. Then, of course, there's Bing. But first, let's go check out the video we left generating in the last test. Looks like it's still in the works, and since it hasn't even finished the first video yet, let's give this one more time before trying to generate a second one. Which means we're ready to tally up the dialogue round. Seedance wins it again with a 9 out of 10. Veo sits right behind on 8. Kling lands a 6. Grok takes a 5 because that gibberish in the middle cost it. Meta gets a 4. It's easily the best of the free tools here. Veer manages a 1. And Bing's stuck on the first round, so that's another 0. But there's still one challenge left. And it's the exact situation where AI videos tend to completely fall apart. For this third test, we're looking at fight scenes. Because when you think about everything that has to go right here, this is the deep end. You've got 2 separate people who both need to keep looking like themselves. And on top of that, there's fast movement with impacts that need to land at the exact right moment. So let's build our starting image to incorporate 2 fighters, squaring off in an abandoned warehouse. As you can see, they deliberately look different from each other. One's lean with a shaved head and a black top. The other's bigger with red hair and a gray hoodie. This will help us spot any character morphing or blurring instantly. Now, let's give the video models the same instruction to throw fast punches and kicks while keeping both fighters looking like themselves the whole way through. Seedance is up first. The strikes actually have power behind them, and both fighters stay completely consistent from start to finish. And it also does something we didn't even ask for. Right in the middle of the action, it cuts to a tighter shot of the fight. That's the kind of decision an actual video editor makes. So honestly, this is a really impressive clip, and once again, that's our bar. But let's see if any of the other models can top it. Here's Grok. This is genuinely great as well. The choreography is sharp and the movement looks real. The hits feel like they connect and both guys hold their shape through all of it. It's right up there with Sea Dance. But if there's one thing that pulls me out of it, it's this kick here. Way too much dust explodes off the bald character's body on impact. Far more than a hit like that would ever kick up. It's a tiny thing, but once you see it, it's hard to ignore. Still, that's a brilliant result, so let's keep going. Kling is up next. For the most part, this one's strong too. The fighting looks real and the sound is solid. But watch what happens on the really quick exchanges. Look at the defender's hand as he blocks. It kind of warps and the fingers do something that fingers shouldn't do. Plus, there's that dust issue again, but this time it's bursting out like a splash of water and then just vanishing into thin air. But real dust hangs in the air and drifts. So Kling's close. It just shows a few cracks when things speed up. Now remember Veo? The one that handled dialogue so well in the last round? Let's see how it handles a fight. Okay, this is a real drop and everything's in slow motion, which means in a 5-second clip, all we actually get is one punch and one kick. And look right here, at this kick. The two fighters' legs literally pass straight through each other. So it turns out the model that talked best really can't handle a fight. This is a pretty good reminder that no single tool is best at everything. But let's see what the free tools do with pure chaos. Veer's up first. So there's no fighter sound. All we have is two fighters, basically just swaying at each other, and here's the kicker. This clip ran for 10 whole seconds, which is double the length of everyone else's. Yet still, not a single punch was thrown. But let's try meta. To give it credit, there's actually a fight here. They're throwing real punches, but it's pretty rough and blurry. The bodies keep melting through each other every time they clash, and at one point, the fighters morph into the same character. There's no sound here either. But hey, at least something's happening, which is more than we can say for some. Which leaves us with just one more free model, Bing. We're now 3 tests in, having smashed a wall, recorded a conversation, and staged a full fight. And Bing, it's still working on that very first video. So we'll put it out of its misery and tally the final round. Seedance takes it one more time with a 9. Grok is right on its heels, an 8. Kling holds strong with a 7. Veo drops to a 4. That slow motion really hurt it. Meta scrapes through again with a 3. Veer gets a 2. And Bing, well, you already know. So that's all 3 tests done, and now we can tally up the final scores. In last place, a flat 0 goes to Bing. It couldn't finish a single video in the entire time it took us to test everyone else. Then come the free tools that at least tried, Veer with a 5. And Meta, the best of the free bunch, with a 10. But look at the jump from there, because even the weakest paid model, Veo, lands on 17. Kling pulls 18, Grok a strong 20. And the winner, by a mile, Sea Dance with 26 out of 30. So if you're just messing around, the free tools are fine. They'll give you something to play with on a quiet afternoon. But the second you actually need a character that can talk or a scene that holds together when things get fast, they just can't keep up. So here's the real takeaway. The best model depends entirely on what you're actually making. Sea Dance won the fight, but Veo was right behind it on dialogue. Grok was incredible at action, then tripped up in the dialogue test. So the smart move isn't picking one model and hoping. It's having all of them and grabbing the right one for the job. And that's the whole reason I run everything through Higgsfield. Every paid model we just tested is in one place, which means you're only paying for one subscription, not 4. The link's in the description if you want to try it out. Now, if you're leaning towards Sea Dance 2.0 because it came out on top, I've got one more thing for you. I put it head to head against Kling 3.0 in a whole separate test, and one of them comes with a surprise that genuinely changes everything. So click the video on screen now where I break down exactly which one to use and when to use it.